My life was once simple and full of quiet contentment. I trusted my husband without a second thought. I believed relationships were built on intentions, not just blood. My sister-in-law seemed caring on the surface. She visited my home often. She listened to my joys and my sorrows. I treated her like my own sister. I never imagined she would plan my destruction. Slowly, my husband's behavior began to change. He started speaking less. He began coming home late. I blamed myself instead. I thought maybe I was the one lacking. My sister-in-law always defended him. She said all men were like this. I kept believing her words. One day I received a message from an unknown number. That message stole my sleep. It contained a photo of my husband with another woman. My heart trembled. I questioned my husband. He denied everything in anger. My sister-in-law blamed me instead. I fell silent. Silence became my biggest mistake. With time, pieces of the truth began to connect. Bank statements started changing. Expenses increased rapidly. Credit cards were being used beyond limits. When I questioned it, I was called suspicious. I was labeled mentally unstable. I kept breaking inside. One day I decided to find the truth myself. I quietly began investigating. I discovered that the woman already existed in his life, and my sister-in-law was providing everything for her. Apartment, furniture, expenses, everything. All of it was being paid with my money. My heart sank. I felt my breath stop. But in that moment, my courage woke up. I stopped crying. I gathered myself. I cancelled 6 credit cards. One by one, I shut down every facility. I did not create chaos. I did not shout accusations. It was my silent decision. When payments stopped, panic began. My husband showed fear for the first time. His lover started complaining. My sister-in-law's plans began to collapse. Everything had been running on me, and I had simply saved myself. I felt proud of myself. I no longer saw myself as weak. I stopped blaming myself. One chose my dignity. My husband tried to return. But I had changed. I had learned to speak the truth. I had understood the power of silence. My sister-in-law apologized. But it was too late. Some relationships are beyond forgiveness. One chose myself. I honored my wounds. I held myself together. I chose a new path. People called me selfish. But I found peace. I learned to sleep peacefully at night. I looked at myself in the mirror. I saw a strong woman there. I made a promise to myself. I would never ignore myself again. Betrayal did not break me. It rebuilt me. I reclaimed my rights. I protected my self-respect. I wrote my own story. I refused to see myself as defeated. I chose to see myself as a survivor, because I stayed strong even in silence. I did not take revenge. I protected myself. That was my victory. Time showed everyone the mirror. Lies never last forever. Truth always finds its way out. My life is peaceful now. I have set myself free. I learned that trust is precious, and misusing it is a crime. I forgave my heart. I learned to love myself. I no longer felt inferior. I accepted myself as complete. My silence became my strength, and my strength became my identity. I began to dream again. I trusted my decisions. I rebuilt myself. I turned the past into a lesson. I filled the future with hope. I never saw myself as lesser again. I recognized my worth. I listened to my own voice. I turned my wounds into power. I kept myself alive. I created my own identity. I stopped depending on anyone. I gave my silence a voice. I respected my decisions. I lived my life anew. I left fear behind. I placed courage ahead. I saved myself. That was my greatest success. I felt proud of my story. I taught myself to smile again. I gave myself time. I took care of myself. I made myself stronger. I forgave myself. I accepted myself. One chose myself. I found myself. I saved myself. This is my victory. My story does not end here. But this chapter is complete. I learned to move forward. I did not look back. I kept myself free. I kept myself strong. I kept myself safe. I gave myself truth. I gave myself dignity. I honored myself. I completed myself. This was my story. The story of a woman who did not lose. A woman who did not break. A woman who stayed silent, yet remained strong. That became her identity. That became her power. That became her freedom. I saved myself. One chose myself. That was my greatest achievement. Time taught me everything. Pain made me stronger. Betrayal awakened me. Silence protected me. Truth set me free. I took care of myself. I found myself. I honored myself. I saved myself. This is my victory. My story is complete. My journey continues. I gave myself light. I gave myself direction. I gave myself life. I gave myself peace. I honored myself. I completed myself. I saved myself. This is my silent but powerful story.